Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're here with the legendary Pedro Doordash Santiago.
Definitely not.
In Pedro's lair.
Pedro's dungeon, yeah.
The Bet on You basement.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. This place is sweet. Thank you for having me at your house.
It's cool, man. Thanks for coming.
So you can just ignore that camera for the rest of the time. Just talking to this microphone. First of all, how you doing? How's Pedro in 2022?
I'm good, man. It's been a wild ride, wild year. A lot of accomplishments, a couple failures, but pretty good, man. Feeling good about this year.
Yeah. So take me back to the beginning. Who is Pedro before Pedro Doordash Santiago? I want to know.
How much time do you got? I don't know.
I got some time.
Who's Pedro? Pedro was a man that loved to play sports, had a child at a very young age, 19 when my daughter was born.
That's crazy.
Had to work, retail jobs and became manager. And, you think you're making money, but you're not. And you're working because you got to provide. And then I got to the point where I got burnt out and made a lot of stupid mistakes, partied maybe a little too much, didn't have priorities straight. So, this is the second chapter of my life, and I have been getting it together and figuring some things out. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, yeah.
So Pedro in high school is playing like sports and stuff. What kind of sports did you play?
Basketball, ran track, played baseball a little bit, but not in high school, but mostly when I was a kid. Mostly basketball and track. So
okay, yeah. Basketball and track. What about right out of high school?
Right out of high school, my daughter was born. So I went to community college for a year and a half. Gabby was born, and then I just started working, man. Just working. Was the dad like on the weekends because me and her mom weren't together, and yeah, just hung out a lot with friends, family, and just blew money that I didn't have. Was not financially literate, and learning what that looks like now in life and how it can really benefit you, because you're young and my first salary job, I think I was making like $32,000 a year, right? So I was like 20, 21. I'm like, oh, that's great money. It's a salary. But I'm working, 50, 55 hours, and you're really not making money, especially when you're blowing it like I was. So right out of college, man, I thought I knew it all and I knew nothing. Or right out of high school, I thought I knew it all and I knew nothing. Very little.
I love that the moment you start making decent money, like out of high school, you start thinking in fractions. Like, this is only like 25% of what I made today.
Which is a huge...
This is only 50% of my monthly paycheck. And then at the end, you're like, where'd all the money go?
Yeah. You get a check for $700. Like, oh, I'm big balling. Let's go to the club. And it's like, I just spent $400 last night. That's more than what I should be spending, right? So you're always trying to keep up, and you have the new nice shoes and clothes. You want to go on dates, and you're just, like I said, financially illiterate and not smart with money. That was me when I was young, for sure.
And when did you move down to St. Louis?
I was 10 or 11, so most of my life I've been in St. Louis. I'm from Chicago.
Pretty young.
Yeah, I'm 40, so I've been here 30 years. Yeah.
Okay, and so what were you doing right before DoorDash?
Oh, so I was an F&B director at a casino in St. Louis called...
What's F&B?
Food and beverage.
Okay.
So I was the guy that managed the liquor, casino beverage team, and then all the restaurants in the casino at River City Casino in St. Louis. So that was my last job. Yeah.
How long did you work there for?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah. So I was at Applebee's before that. So I've always been restaurants. Yeah.
I did a lot of restaurants. I worked at BJ's. I don't know if you guys have BJ's.
I've heard of BJ's, but we don't have it here.
Yeah. I worked there for like 3 years. A couple other restaurants, but not too much there. What was like the moment that... Was there a moment where you were just like, I got to get out of here. I got to do my own journey. I want to be accountable for myself.
I've had several moments like that. Two that I can really remember. So I was at Applebee's. That's where I really learned a lot about people and how to manage things, and learned about a P&L, and learned about food costs within the industry. That's where I learned it, was Applebee's. So it was school of hard knocks working at Applebee's, because they put you through the grinder, right?
Yeah.
But I left them once and then wound up going back to them a couple years later. And it was, I remember, I'd have to wake up So as a GM of Applebee's, or really as any manager, on Monday mornings you have to wake up at 4:30 every Monday, get to work at 5 or 5:30, and do what's called inventory. So you count all the food to see what your food cost is. So for about three and a half years straight, I was spending every Monday morning in a freezer counting cases of chicken tenders and boneless wings and fries and worrying about, oh my God, how much fries did we waste this week? And I had a moment where I'm sitting there and I'm inputting these numbers in a computer. I'm just waiting for my boss to yell at me, basically, if the number wasn't right. And I thought, what am I doing with my life? Like, this sucks, right? This isn't who I want to be. You're making decent money, but it's still not worth it because you're missing out on a lot of things in life, family-wise or whatever. Your health sometimes takes a hit. You're on your feet all day. And I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. So I stopped doing it. Yeah. And I took some time off, then went to the casino because you got to pay bills, right? You got to have a job, right? We can all have a dream, but you got to actually pay the bills, right? And I had some moments there were great. I mean, it was great. Pandemic happened, everything shut down for a couple of months, and then I was part of a very small team that had to go back to the casino because when we reopened, and I just worked a stupid amount for a lot of days straight because nobody else was coming. There was only a few of us. And that was a lot of stress. And I thought, okay, once we get to a point where this is kind of opening and we're bringing more teams back, I'm going to start betting on myself and I'm going to exit out of the casino and really start working for myself. And that's what I did on January of 2021. So it's been a year and a half.
Did you ever bet on yourself in the casino?
No, you can't gamble. You get kicked out. You get kicked out if you do that. Yeah, you can't gamble when you work at your casino. So.
Okay. So you're working at a casino, and what year did this end? Like, when was the last day at the casino?
January 4th, 2021. So it's been a year and a half.
That's pretty recent.
Very
I didn't know
recent.
it was that recent.
Very recent.
Where's the casino around here? There's like casinos.
There's a few. There's there's 4 of them.
Okay.
The one I worked at's only about, maybe a 10 to 15 minute car ride from here, so it's pretty close.
Okay. Yeah. And were you was it just you, or was there other people that were kind of contributing to these thoughts of, man, we got to get out of here? Or was it just you by yourself kind of thinking,
me,
dude, I got to get out of here. I can't work at this casino any longer.
It was me. Yeah. I didn't have anybody challenging me in any way but just myself. And then I thought, you know what? There's a little bit of money in the bank. I could take a little bit of a risk right now and maybe not make great money for 6 months, but I knew, because I did some gig economy, DoorDash and Uber rideshare while I was at the casino, very part-time, and I figured I could probably still make the ends meet while doing that and figuring out other things that I want to do for myself, and that's what we've done. So we're not done yet. We're far from done, but that's what we've started to do. So.
Just got started. Who put you on to DoorDash, and what was DoorDash the initial one, the first one?
Uber was.
Uber.
So
Uber Eats or Uber?
Uber rideshare. I was a rideshare customer, and I liked it because of the convenience. It wasn't too expensive. I generally enjoy people, and I always met cool people, drivers that would pick me up. So I had a trip I wanted to pay for. That was, I think, $5,000 at the time, and I said, I don't want to, I can pay for this trip by signing up to be a rideshare driver and doing it part-time after I'm done with my casino gig. So I did that, right? Paid for that trip. And then I was still at the casino, and I thought, okay, I know about this DoorDash thing, so let me try DoorDash. I signed up for DoorDash, signed up for Postmates, didn't like Postmates. And I just learned my market and figured this is an easy way to make money, right? Everything I make from these apps I'm going to save. I did that. And eventually I was like, I don't want to be at the casino anymore. I think I could do this full-time, gig economy full-time for a year, and work on betting on myself, maybe start a YouTube channel, maybe start a business. I just wanted to have more control of my money and my time. So that's why I did that.
What would you say was your original goal before DoorDash, before YouTube? Like, what was your end goal? Like, was there something that you were like, I want to be?
Yeah, I thought about having, and I still do in some ways, but that would be maybe a bad idea at this point, the way the economy is. Having my own delivery company in St. Louis, just helping the small business guys. Because there's a lot of small businesses here in St. Louis, restaurants specifically. And I saw, working for DoorDash, how much DoorDash can kind of take advantage of the small guys, especially during the pandemic, taking percentages and just having to keep them afloat, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was my initial thought, like, how can I cultivate relationships with my local merchants and also make a business out of it. So I used DoorDash as a way to make money, but also to build relationships with the local places I was picking up from. So I did that, but it just wasn't, it was a great idea, but I don't really think there's money to be made in it, in the short term at least, right? So I continued to work the apps, and then I said, there's a lot of crazy experiences when you're doing these apps. I learned a lot from people's channels, yours being one of them, like YouTube channels and how to do things, and it's relatable. Mm-hmm. And I thought, maybe I can make a YouTube channel just to, do something fun on the side, and started doing that, and then started making money off that. So then that kind of, I folded that money into the gig economy money, and it kind of, overtook the salary that I just left. So now I'm able to have some fun, work on my time, and I'm making more money than I was before. So it was like the best of both worlds for me.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. And okay, so is that goal done? Like, you don't want to do the delivery stuff for the
I don't think
businesses?
that's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed a big part of, like, when you start a business, it's not about how hard you row your boat, it's about what pond you're in. So if you're in a pond that's actually just more like a puddle,
yeah,
it might just be a total waste of time. Like, I started this podcast in an acrobat and a footwear company.
Yeah.
Specifically in a niche of acrobatics. And then I soon realized it doesn't matter how hard I paddle in this little pond, because I'm only going to get to it's a very small pond,
It's limited, I think, in some ways.
And especially after I did this dating podcast, I realized, this pond is fucking a lake. Mm-hmm. I can paddle really hard in here, and the harder I paddle, the better results I get.
Yeah.
So it's not just about like how hard you row, it's about what pond you're in and everything.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Then, so you started DoorDash and everything, and then how did you find YouTube DoorDash stuff? Like, where did this even come to your thoughts?
I was somebody that, I don't watch a lot of TV, but like I watched a lot of YouTube, especially at that time in my life, and I guess I don't know if I search something for DoorDash or how to, what it was about, and you watch a tip or trick video here or there, and you kind of learn, I don't have to take every order. Okay. You gravitate to sort of some personalities that are doing the same thing you're doing, and it seems interesting, and, you're in your car waiting for orders, so you turn YouTube on, you're watching people, and I thought, I could do that. I could help. I want to help people. I can help maybe a handful of people a day or 100 people a week, and show them my market, my experience, and I also wanted to chronicleize my journey. That was important for me, to have something out in the world where I was starting to bet on myself. I always had that mantra, like, I'm going to bet on myself, I'm going to figure this out, I'm a hard worker, I can do this, right? I can figure out these apps in a couple weeks, done. All right, how do I share that motivation? How do I share that mantra with people? All right, YouTube's kind of a cool space. Let me just turn the camera on and see where this goes, right? And it became where I told myself, I'm going to make a video every day for 1 year and see what happens. And after a few months, it was like, okay, some people are watching. The comment sections, it's cool. I'm helping some people. And it became like, all right, I'm going to keep doing this because I saw some value in it. And then I started talking about the bet on you set goals one day at a time, and people started gravitating towards that message. And it just kind of, it became a whole nother thing for me to focus on and for me to enjoy doing. And a whole nother thing that I wanted to, like another goal of mine, continue to build this brand, helping people, giving relatable content, challenging the community in a way of not just looking at these apps as I need to make money now. Like, okay, that's cool, but like, what are you doing? Using the apps as a stepping stone to something better. And I talk about that a lot. And that's kind of where it's gone. That's where it is. And I'm gonna continue that, with this channel, even after I stop doing the gig apps. So.
Okay, so do you have any background in video editing, video making, or anything, or is this the beginning? This is the beginning.
I had a YouTube video. So I don't know if you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? Okay.
Yes, I
okay.
definitely had those videos.
Right. Remember those videos? I made a video. I had no subscribers. My first YouTube video, technically, was the Ice Bucket Challenge. Somebody challenged me, so I made a video on YouTube. I'm like, okay, all right, and I did a video, right? And that's how I started, like, having, I guess, technically a channel, but it wasn't a channel. It was an unlisted video, so I didn't even know that you had to have it public or, So, yeah, and this was back in 2013.
Like, why is no one viewing it?
So if you look at my channel, it says started 2013. That's because I did that one video, right? But really, I did a video, but I didn't do a video. And so I had no edit. I've never done anything on anything else. Never in school. I didn't, I wasn't in the whatever kind of class it was in school. I don't know anything about that. So I had a phone and me, and I just turned the phone on, record, would upload to YouTube, and that was it. Very basic. So.
Yeah. And you've kind of kept that a little bit. You were showing me when we were at the restaurant, you're still uploading on your iMovie.
iMovie.
Which blows my mind because I'm like over here carrying like 3 backpacks and shit.
Nope.
I'm like, where can we set up? And you're like, iPhone 3, baby.
And I showed you, that's all I've known. And I'm a pretty software and things like that and technology. I'm not great at it. I don't want to learn how to use it. I'm pretty raw. And I said, okay, I know how I could just record. Okay, I got the YouTube app. Okay, I could iMovie. I can upload. And the first few videos, I didn't use iMovie at all because I didn't, think about it. They were really short videos. I would just upload, no thumbnail, no nothing. I didn't know how to do a description. You just got to start though, and you learn as you go. But yeah, everything I do, I record with iPhone 13, and I have a laptop that I might check analytics with, but I don't record with the laptop.
Yeah.
I go live with the laptop, but everything's done with the iPhone 13, man.
Yeah.
Real basic.
iPhone 13?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was iPhone 3 this whole time.
No, iPhone 13. iPhone 13.
I don't know if you know this, but that might be your best feature is that you're doing everything as simple as and relatable as possible. Like everyone can relate because everyone can pull out an iPhone. And
yes.
A lot of stuff is overproduced, and I'm probably a victim of overproducing my shit. And same with like other people like Hannibal. Like we have these giant productions with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of escapes the relatability to the audience. And yours is simple as hell, like you just pull it out.
Very simple.
It's very easy to watch because it's almost like I'm hanging out with you. When I watch your videos, I feel like I'm there. And this is the first time we've met, and I'm like, this is weird because I feel like I've been hanging out with you for years,
Well, that's the point of it. I think we, as especially as gig economy, independent contractors, food delivery drivers, rideshare, we're in our car. Most of us are in our car alone, right? Yeah. So the whole point of the video is also like, okay, it's relatable. So like we could be working together, but we're like co-workers, right? We're in the break room, we're talking. I'm probably talking about something that you've been through as well, a situation, a funny story, something that pissed you off maybe. You're going to rant about it, let's talk about it. So yeah, it's mostly in the car, and I did that because like that's just who I am. I didn't want I didn't know anything else either. I didn't know that you could have a nice camera and do, I didn't put those things together, but I knew I could record with the phone. So that's where it started. And I kept it because it's easy. It's easier for me, and I'm able to do a video every day like that, and people like it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm just going to keep doing it that way.
Yeah. So you came on beginning of 2020, yeah? Mm-hmm. The pandemic wasn't a thing yet?
No, yeah. I started rideshare beginning of 2020, and it was not, but it was about to be just a couple months later. And then I got furloughed from the casino, and then I was working the gig apps a little more full time. Then I went back to work in like July 2020, and I left the casino in January 2021. So I've been full time for a year and a half with no W-2 work.
So that was around the Decline Now time. Were you around for that?
I remember it, yeah. I wasn't part of any groups. I only heard about it through YouTube, but yeah, I'm definitely aware of Decline Now. Yeah.
Decline Now.
Yeah.
Because that was like the initial like DoorDash cult kind of like everyone hated on DoorDash kind of thing. You didn't have like a position in that whole thing? Like
No. For me, I'm more with the whole no tip, no trip. I kind of took that like about 7 months ago, like no trip 2.0. I'm going to be the guy that talks about that. But the whole Decline Now, I heard about it, but I was never in a Facebook group or Reddit that was really involved in that. I know that was part of it, but I don't know much about that.
Who was the first delivery driver that you watched?
I couldn't tell you the first. I can give you a couple names of people that I remember watching videos. So yours popped up. DoorDash Dad was one. UDM. There was a channel called Carmise. Journey with T. Those were a few. Brandy. Those were a few I saw in the beginning of my video making. Like the first, week or two after doing it full time and deciding maybe I'll make a channel of my own. Those were the ones that I saw on YouTube mostly, and then like other ones came along because as you watch one or two content creators, it'll suggest other ones. But those were the first 5 or 6 that I can remember from the beginning.
Yeah. And so you started off with just DoorDash on like DoorDash and Uber. Yeah. Have you tried other apps since then?
Instacart. Yeah, I started Instacart in...
Have you done that one, really?
Yes, November of 2021. And I do a lot of Instacart currently. For the last maybe 2 months. Instacart is
one order. And I couldn't do another one after that. My first one was a nightmare, though.
No, I hated it, though. When I did it in November, I absolutely hated it. And I got back to it about two and a half months ago. And now it's my number one moneymaker as far as the 3 apps I run.
Instacart, really?
So Instacart is my number one moneymaker out of Instacart, then DoorDash, then Uber Eats. Before it was just DoorDash.
That is awesome. I didn't know that. I thought you were just doing DoorDash. Would you ever change your name to Pedro Instacart Santiago?
No way. If anything, the DoorDash is going away at some point.
Did you have, like, what was your YouTube name before you put the DoorDash in there? Was it just Pedro DoorDash?
I think it was just, it was just Pedro Santiago, I think. When I did the video of the Ice Bucket Challenge, that was unlisted, I think it was just my name. And then I added in the DoorDash because I saw other people had DoorDash content that were creators that were doing well, and that's what I was mainly doing. Yeah. So I just put it in the middle of my name because that's what I was doing. So
the genius behind that, I'm not sure you realized when you were making it, but that's like the ultimate search engine optimization. And if you look at the top 2 channels, really, it's kind of you and DoorDash Diaries. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you both have DoorDash in your name. So when people type in DoorDash on Google, which is how I actually get most of my views, is from Google. You type in DoorDash tips, and that's where all my views come from. You have DoorDash in your name. So that might be where you're getting a lot of, like, if there was ever a place to bring in new viewers, it's from the Google search engine optimization, you know?
Yeah.
Is there any apps that you think you want to do that you haven't tried yet?
I signed up for Spark. They say
Do you need any more coffee?
No, we're good. I'm good. They said it was approved, but I haven't been able to log in. Something about maybe a background check waiting, or I don't know. But I'm going to try Spark, possibly. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. But beyond that, probably not. I don't believe in having every app. I want to learn a couple. I want to have 2 or 3 or maybe 4. Spark would be the 4th one, and learn how to do those really well. But I think having too many on or having too many options in the gig economy could be bad. So for me, I'll try Spark, and that'll probably be the last one, unless something else happens.
And Spark, for the viewers who don't know, is
it's Walmart. It's Walmart. Yeah, it's Walmart delivery. So a customer can order on a Walmart online, or they can order through the store, or they can order through the Spark app, and then you'll get orders that will be like shopping ones, or just where you go to the Walmart, pick up, and they just load your car and you drop it off. Real easy, real simple. I'm not a huge Walmart fan. I don't shop at Walmart. Not a fan of Walmart at all, but I noticed that there's kind of a trend of videos with Spark, but then also there's monetary opportunity because there's a lot of bonuses right now because there's kind of a new thing in this market. So I want to see how that could work.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I remember Walmart, especially I was in Reno last year, and there's a Walmart right across the street from where I was staying. And I would always log in, and no matter what I would do, I'd have to deny like 50 Walmart orders before I'd get a normal order because I was across the street from Walmart. Are they still offering Walmart orders, do you know?
DoorDash?
Like, on DoorDash.
Yes, I think it's it can be market specific because sometimes they still, currently in my market they do. Okay. But some of the Walmarts, depending on how they want to operate, have won away from DoorDash as an option, and now they just use Spark. Or they use their own delivery service. So it's both. You could DoorDash is on Walmart's on DoorDash and they're on Spark. So
Walmart is over here playing the game.
Big time.
Okay. So you are doing a gig conference.
Yeah, gig conference. Inaugural gig conference 2022.
What is the date?
July 30th.
July 30th.
Yeah. Big deal. It's going to be I'm crowning it and calling it, this is my own way of saying it, it's the gig event of the year.
Event of the year.
Nobody has ever done this, to my knowledge, for this community of YouTube viewers and content creators. It hasn't been done. I've looked. I haven't seen it. There's a couple conferences for the gig economy overall, but this is specifically for like food delivery, ride share, the niche that we're in within YouTube. So I'm going to be hosting it with the help of a lot of other really good people. There's a website. You can check it out. 2022.gigconf.com. gigworkerconference.com, and you can RSVP. It's a free event. There's going to be free food, live entertainment, giveaways, swag bags, contests, games, music. Starts at 2 p.m. July 30th, and we will also be live streaming the whole event. So if you can't make it in person, because I understand that not everybody can or will want to drive, take a plane, miss work, but you can catch it live on YouTube, on my channel, and maybe even other content creators' channels that are going to be there. We'll have some speakers there talking about the latest apps that can help drivers. We'll have a motivational speaker, a couple other people talking. So this is a gig event of the year, and I plan on doing this for the foreseeable future. This is going to be like my thing that we do, that the Bet On You brand hosts. We host an event or two every year for the gig economy, and it's going to be even if you're not part of the gig economy, if you're somebody that is just decided at some point to bet on yourself, or start something for yourself, if you're somebody that likes to get some kind of motivation, some realistic motivation, not just somebody blowing smoke up your ass, like somebody that's actually doing what you're doing and showing you the highs and the lows of it, this conference could be for you. So really looking forward to this. It's going to be a big deal. It's about, I think we're 47 days away, something like that. So
yeah, I go to a lot of business conferences, and it's kind of like the NOS. Like if you're a car person, you know what the NOS is. You press this button and your car goes super fast.
Low boost, yeah.
If you're plowing through life and then you hit the NOS button, it's like it's not just about, because a lot of people say like, why would you pay $5,000 for this conference? And that was what I paid to go to this recent one.
Yeah.
And it's not about paying to go listen to people talk. It's paying to go be around people that are motivated and in the same environment. And you're going to meet so many friends and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. Make connections, network.
Yeah. You make connections. It's almost like you're going to develop a new friend group. And that's why I go to these conferences and stuff. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I had to retire from DoorDash because you didn't invite me.
Ted, hold on. Let me set the record straight. So there is actual proof on YouTube. Tanner and I talked several months ago. He was on my channel, and we talked about the conference. And he even I remember him saying, Hannibal, our friend Hannibal Sunga was there. Part of this I remember. Tanner even said, "Oh, we could I could do some entertainment for the conference." So Tanner just forgot, but he is correct. I didn't invite him as we started getting it going.
And that's why he retired from DoorDash.
That's why he retired from DoorDash. I took his DoorDash card. He's got his Postmates still, I guess, but not the DoorDash.
Yeah. And so, who do you have speaking at this conference?
We have John McKillian, is the author of 3 books. He's going to talk about motivation. We have Steve Johnson from the Rideshare Rodeo podcast and YouTube channel will talk. Gary Middleton from Middleton Technologies, the creator of the utility app and Maxima, which are 2 apps that help delivery drivers make decisions while they're doing deliveries. And we'll probably have Dashing Grandpa's going to be there. He has a channel. He'll probably speak.
Oh, that's cool. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have Slavic D. There's a gentleman named Bud Soda. So there's other content creators that are coming that will also be having opportunity to speak about some stuff. So it's going to be a good time. So.
How long is the conference going to be?
It'll start at 2. We don't have an end time. I mean, I would imagine it could go till 8:30.
It's going to be going all night, dude.
We got sunlight.
People flying in and stuff.
We got sunlight till 8:30, so we'll see how it goes. But
it's outdoors?
It's outside. Yeah, it's outside. Yeah.
How did you find the place?
So this is a park that is it's a local park in St. Louis that I frequent. So I just rented a big pavilion, and we'll get some tables and things and a lot of other equipment we got to rent. But it's at a park because I wanted it to be outside. It's going to be hot, I know, but I thought the outside event was a really good way to introduce the conference. A little more open space and all that, so it's going to be good.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think you've done better than any other creator is bringing in the audience. Is that planned, or did you just, like, how did this come along? Because I looked at your channel, it's like, he's, like, really, like, bringing in the other people, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, you've created a family. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but I see it on my YouTube comments. Mm-hmm. And, like, the reason I know who you are was because someone commented, like, you got to watch Pedro's YouTube channel. His attitude is contagious, and I was like, I know who this Pedro guy is. He's commented on.
I've commented on some. Yeah.
And
yeah,
dude, you really bring in people. Is this planned, or like, have you always been like this?
I think I'm like that. I think it comes from my family background. It comes from me playing sports and being a leader on my teams. Usually, it comes from my competitive nature. It comes from me managing hundreds of people at a time at times in my life, and having to be a leader and a trainer. So this is naturally, that's how I am. It wasn't planned, it's just I just turned the camera on, and the one thing I would say was planned with the YouTube was I saw the content creators around me that I enjoyed, or the ones that were popular, and I made myself known to them. So if I watch a video of yours, I'm going to comment and maybe ask you a question. I think I remember the first question. One of the first questions I might have asked you was like, "Hey man, that's a cool house," or something like that, or "I can't believe you only spend this much on it. It's cool." And then your response was like, "Yeah, I got some roommates. It's a dope house." I wanted people to understand that I was coming. I'm here. I'm gonna make content every day. Like it or love it, or or hate me or like me. Like, I'm here. I'm gonna let people know. I'm gonna go in people's live streams and say, "Hey, I got a channel. Come check it out." Like, I was betting on myself from day one. I made shirts with my name on it. Like, I had business cards I'd hand out to other drivers when I'd see them. Like, I knew exactly, like, I was going to hustle. I gave myself a year. And when you give yourself a time frame and you have a plan and you have an envision, like, you got to go after it. And part of that on YouTube is making yourself known to other content creators, And not in a bad way, just like, hey, I'm here, right? Comment on some videos, show support to them in hopes that maybe they'll support you back. Right, and then a few shout outs along the way here and there from people really helped me a lot. But when I would post a video, if somebody would comment, I'm immediately commenting back. Thanks for the comment. Really appreciate you watching the video. Right, I would premiere my video sometimes and be in the live chat with the people, being very interactive. Mm-hmm. So I watch a lot of other channels, and there are times where somebody will put the video up and they might not comment at all on any of the comments.
Yeah,
or maybe they'll just do a couple hearts. Mm-hmm. And I always thought, I'm going to be the guy that's going to let you know that I appreciate that you spent the time to watch and actually leave a comment on my video. And I think people like that. I think they respect that. They understand, people want that. If I leave a comment in somebody's video, or if I go to a restaurant and, I fill out a survey or a comment card like we used to have back in the day, if somebody reaches back out to me after I gave them feedback, that's a good thing. That's how you get some brand loyalty, right?
Yeah.
So, I try. It's hard to do it now because I get a lot of comments, but I'm still in there. When video drops, I'm going to be in those comment sections, like looking at it, trying to let people know that I'm there, that I saw it. That's super important to me.
I don't know if people realize how hard it is to respond to every comment, because as a YouTuber,
it's almost impossible.
Most of my comments actually come in on videos that are ancient, and a lot of times those comments are things that I have no idea what they're even talking about, because they're videos I made like 6 months to 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard to respond to comments unless you're like literally commenting on something that was the day before. Yeah. But I specifically remember,
like, I'm looking at a comment right now. I'm almost looking at a comment right now. I'm listening to you. Bro.
Yeah.
I can do two things at once.
I specifically remember, after seeing that comment, going to your YouTube channel and watching one of your videos, and I think you had like 450 subscribers at the time.
Very, very.
And I remember looking, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's coming. He's coming up the rankings really quickly."
Yeah,
and
I wanted to. Like, I'm lucky, but I wanted to.
No, you're not just lucky, but
it's my plan.
I was around like 10,000 subscribers at the time, and you had like 400, and I was like, he is gonna be like a big. Like, I knew from the beginning. I was like, he's like got the work ethic. He's got the talking skills. Everything was lining up, and I was like, he's gonna be up there, Yeah. And that was when I was like, yo, you got to come on the channel, I was like, I got to help this guy out any way I possibly can.
And I did. That was awesome. Yeah.
I remember the first interview we did.
I was in my kitchen, dude. I remember it like it was yesterday at the old apartment. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that was really thoughtful of you. Even now when people are, hey, you want to come on the channel? Hey, you want to do a podcast? Hey, I'm always. I've said yes 99% of the time to those kind of offers, because, why not? Like, I love to collaborate with people, right? You talk about going to a conference and you want to meet, you form this new friend group, you form this new, of like-minded people that you can learn from. Like, I have a lot of deficits in my life, things I'm not good at. And I know I've learned what those things are now. It took me a while, right? Because I'm a little hard-headed too. But I've learned I need to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. So when I would look at content creators, like, I like what Tanner's got going on over there. I like the business acumen, the savviness. He's talking from a space of relatability. He's actually doing it. I might watch DoorDash Dad. I like his realness. He's in a car. He's just talking. I like that. So I took pieces of what people did well and made it kind of my own style. But I'm trying to continually surround myself with people that know more than me about the things that I want to do. Because if I just surround myself with people that are at my level or below me, I will not go anywhere. I need to surround myself with people that can help.
Yeah.
In ways that I don't know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
So
it's all about surrounding yourself with people that are
Have to.
doing better than you. And
Yes.
Like, that's why I go to those kind of business conferences, because I'm like, if these guys can, I can barely afford this $5,000 ticket I'm paying for.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if you guys are coming to the gig conference, Pedro's doing one of these for freaking free.
No
for
dollars.
free. I think he's crazy, but at the same time, I'm like, that might be actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
it's. I look at it like, a lot of people are struggling. My audience, the people that watch, most of them aren't making a ton of money. I don't make a ton of money. We're working in a gig economy, right?
Yeah.
So it's summer slowdown, times are tough, inflation, gas prices, a lot's going on. Some people, we're heading towards a recession, some people would say. What would it look like for me to charge for somebody to come? I'm nobody, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be free, and I'll spend some money out of my pockets. Luckily, we're going to have a sponsor or two that's going to help provide some things for the conference. But yeah, it's free. Like, this is a place to come and meet in a way that has never been done in this YouTube space. Number one, and number two, it's also to enjoy and celebrate what we've done with the channel, what other content creators have done in the channel, what people have, books that they've written, apps that they've made, And it's a way for the community of viewers and subscribers to come and meet each other as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us know each other from the comments or a live video or something like that, or a podcast, but you don't really get to know somebody. So why not break bread together, eat some free food, crack some laughs, share some stories, and connect in a way that has never been done. And I can make the same video every day, and I got more videos probably than anybody. I would probably say I made more videos in the last year and a half than anybody else in this space. And I don't say that I'm proud of that, because I have a lot of water. Like, there's a lot. It's too much. But, I'm proud of what we've built here on this channel. I'm proud of the people I've met. It's, honor to meet you. I've met some other really awesome people. So let's host this conference, do something different, and maybe start something really unique,
Yeah. It is awesome that you're throwing, like, the first gig conference. I'll be honest, I had this written down on a piece of paper at the first business conference I went to, like, 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it was like one of my first ideas, like, have gig conference or something.
Yeah.
And it was way before you were in here.
Yeah.
And I just remember when you said you were throwing the gig conference, I was like, this motherfucker, he's fucking on one and he's doing it.
Yeah, well, I just coming
in hot.
I came up with that idea. It's been over a year since I mentioned it in one of my videos I was recording. It was just an idea. Couldn't tell you where I got it from. It was just like, I thought it would be a cool thing to do, and people were like, yeah, that would be cool. I'd go. And I was like, you know what, this could be something interesting. And I can be super impulsive sometimes. I come up with an idea and I just will run with it. And at the end of the day, I'm either going to fail or I'm going to maybe have some level of success at that idea. But I still learned something either way.
Yeah.
I learned what worked that made it a success. I learned what didn't work that made it a failure. But, I'm going to try. I'm always going to, the bet on you thing is big for me, man. I do it every day. So the conference is one of those things, because you never know. I've been saying, hey, if 5 people show up, we're still doing it, right? Would it suck if 5 people showed up? No, it'd be cool, 5 people, but it'd be like underwhelming, right?
It's not worse than having a party and only
exactly. But you know what? You got to throw the party though.
Yeah.
You got to throw the party, right?
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy that I'm going to throw it. I don't want to go to somebody else's gig conference. No, I want to host that conference. I'll throw the party. Let's So that's kind of my mentality with that. So.
Yeah. All right. So 2 more questions. What have been your biggest influences to date? I'm not talking about gig people. I'm talking about outside. Like, who are a few people that Pedro looks up to? Like, for me, it's like the 3 that I can name is like Alex Hormozy, Patrick Bet-David, and Joe Rogan. Those are like my 3 that I could every piece of content they put out, I will be watching that piece of content no matter what they put out.
Mine are going to be really different. One's going to be super cliche, but my father's a big influence in my life. My dad came from nothing, the dirt.
Yeah.
And he's a great father. He's come a long way. He's established
What does your
things.
dad do, by the way?
My dad, he works in retail, but he's also a real estate agent. So he does a couple different things. But so my dad's just always been a big. I mean, I've seen my dad struggle with things and overcome it. So he's my hero in a lot of ways. And the other one is actually kind of funny. But I'll tell you why this is a person. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe, dude. I was gonna say, I feel like
I'm a big Kobe fan.
And it has nothing to do with this gigantic Kobe.
That right there. Yeah.
And when I can't see, there's a gigantic Kobe poster right there.
And when I do DoorDash, I had the thing in the beginning of my channels, like when I made videos, people liked it. If a bad order would come in, I'd say Kobe, and I act like I'm throwing it in a trash can. It's funny, right? Yeah. People like that. And the reason he was a big influence is his Mamba mentality, his competitive nature, but also he made mistakes in his life. I gravitate towards people that are relatable for me. Like, I see that you had some failures, you admitted those failures, and you've come somewhere. Yeah. So he's a guy that back, several years ago was alleged to have physically assaulted a woman or something, and then he was dismissed of that or whatever. At the end of the day, that's a big stain on a man's reputation. Right? I'm sure he did something that wasn't right. He put himself in a situation that wasn't okay. His wife stays with him. And then he has this whole nother career. He wins additional championships. He didn't, he lost some endorsements, but then he got endorsements back. He had to start over his reputation and rebuild it. And then he had daughters, 3 of them. So now he's a girl dad. After having going through that in your life, being accused of something, now you got these girls and you got to show them how to be a good dad. I just always looked up to how he handled that situation and where he took his life. So then when he passed away tragically, that was like a big deal for me. I was just like taken back by it. I never met the man, right? But I look at him and his mentality and how his work ethic. So for me, he's the kind of guy he would talk about and his teammates would talk about. He was on the Olympic team. And the other guys in the Olympic team for the USA basketball team, they're all really good. These are all world-class athletes, right? And a couple guys said they woke up early one morning, 5 a.m., they wanted to get into the gym. And Kobe was already there, and he already did a full workout.
Yeah.
Right? So he's always the first guy in the gym. So I always looked up to that mentality, that work ethic, that competitive nature. And I always thought, if I'm going to do this YouTube game, if I'm going to do DoorDash, I'm going to give it 110%. Nobody's going to outwork me. I'm going to do as much as I can. I'm going to grind. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the one thing I can say, if I'm doing a sport, if I'm starting a new business endeavor, starting whatever, I'm going to work harder than anybody else in the room. That's the one thing I can control. And I believe that. Not enough people understand that they can control their work ethic and the effort that they put forward. So I always kind of thought that he had that. And so I try to take a little bit of that from him. So those are the 2 people that I kind of look up to. So.
Yeah. All right. What is Pedro's next 5 moves?
First move, getting this gig conference and having it be a success. Yeah. Next move is continuing to network and meet other more business savvy people that could help continue to grow this Mr. Bet on You brand. I can take advice from, learn from. Third move is filtering the channel to still ride along gig friendly content, but also a little more Bet on You motivation, sharing my story. That'd be my third move. Move 4 and 5 will adapt and change based on how those previous 3 kind of go, and where those steps take me. But that's those moves that I'll be making in the next 6 months this year. So yeah, just continuing to grow the brand, because for me it's a brand. I've been saying Bet on You set goals since the 2nd or 3rd video I've done, and that's a really big thing for me. Living that every day is really important. Being a role model in that, not just saying it but living it. So that's building that brand and continuing to help people beyond the DoorDash stuff is kind of where I'm going. So
awesome, dude. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. It was an honor to finally meet you. Yeah. I feel like we've been pen pals for like a year or so.
We have through YouTube.
We literally have.
And texts and stuff. Yeah.
Texts
and
like
You're right.
live streams and everything. It's been a fun time. And I was when I was like retiring from DoorDash the other day, like I had a little tear in my eye, and it was I was like, man,
get out of here.
Those live streams from like Pedro and stuff, like I'm gonna be missing them, you know. But it's been a great time, and I feel like you inspire so many people, and I don't think it's really hard to grasp when you're just doing content with your phone every single day, and you don't realize how many people you inspire every single day. I think you feel like you know, but I even see it on my own comments, you know, and people talk about you on my fucking comments, and I'm like,
I get that too, though. People mention you on mine, so you know, it's. I think I'm definitely a personality within this content creator realm, right? And I like I said, like I was going to let people know I was here. Yeah. I was going to knock on the door, and if you didn't let me in, I was going to bust in through the window, and you're going to know, you know. And I think there's, you know, and I've rubbed some people the wrong way. Not everybody likes me. You know, I'm an acquired taste, but like you're going to know I'm in the room. Yeah, I'm that. You know, I'm that kind of person, just in life. So it's humbling, man. I did not think the channel would. When I started this channel, I told I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I did that. And I remember the moment it happened. I was like, I was actually doing a DoorDash, and I got to 1,000 because I'd check it every like 5 hours, like where am I at? And it was like a huge accomplishment for me. Yeah, huge. And then I thought, man, can I get to 10,000? I was like, that'd be crazy if we can get to 10,000 by you know, and we've already passed that. So it's just extremely humbling, man. It's awesome. It's a good feeling to be part of the community because it's a good group of people. So
yeah, and your work ethic is radiating because I saw from when you had like 400 subscribers, I was like, this dude's about to fart and fucking pass me because I know I could see
couple farts, not one, but a couple maybe. But yeah,
I could see it. I was like, he's got this work ethic, and that's the type of mentality to be successful. What you need is to let everyone know, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna make my presence.
Yeah, I believe that, man. I really, really believe that. And sometimes when you feel like that and you live that will come all across as cocky or too confident or
only
arrogant.
Say it's cocky.
And I get it. I totally, I can understand it, have that opinion. But at the end of the day, like, that's not going to stop me. That's just going to make me want to do more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, like, yeah, I can't be any other way. I've always been like that, though. I'm just a really competitive, like, driven individual. So
yeah, it has nothing to do with MJ and Kobe.
No, those guys. No, Roberto Clemente over there, the elephant. No,
nothing to do with the fucking greatest of all time.
Nothing to do with those two guys right there. Not at all.
Sweet, awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to Pedro. I'm sure you already do, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Comment down below. What do you guys want to see next from Pedro? And are we going to the Gate Conference?
Yeah, July 30th, baby. Let's go.
All right. Peace out, everybody.